Hello students, in the last lecture we have seen I/O addressing of PLC. Let us continue with the representation of contacts and coils. Representations of contacts and coils are the basic symbols of the ladder logic diagram instruction set. The three fundamental symbols that are used to translate relay control logic to contact symbolic logic are XIC, examine if closed, XIO, examine if open, OTE, output energize. Each of these instructions relate to a single bit of PLC memory that is specified by the instruction's address. Okay, so this instruction will relate to a bit in the PLC memory. Let us see how. So here are the symbols for XIC, XIO and OTE. The first one is relay contact. Symbol is used, that is normally open contact. It is used for the instruction examine if closed, XIC. So that is if the normally open contact is closed, then it will store true, that is value 1, otherwise it will store 0. Then next is relay contact, that is normally closed contact. So it is used for examine if open, XIO. Okay, so if it is opened, the bit will store 1, otherwise it will store 0. Next is the relay coil, which is used for output, that is output energize, OTE. So here one example of XIC instruction is given. Okay, so if this instruction is true, see it is specified by the bit 4. I012 is the number, okay, of that word or the input device, number of the device, and 04 is used to store the output. So if this instruction is true, then 1 will be stored in 4th bit number 4. Then if this condition is false, see the another diagram, 0 will be stored in I012's bit number 4. Okay, so this is how actual it is operated. So here it shows the input module to which a push button switch I:1/4 having the address I:1/4 is attached. So it is closed. Then if it is true, if the instruction is interpreted as true, it will store 1 in bit number 4 of the status table. Okay, in the next diagram there is one switch which is already open, we call it as normally open. Okay, and if the status is 0, if the instruction is interpreted as false, it will be stored in bit number 4. Next, XIO, that is examine if open instruction. So if this instruction is true, then in 04 0 is stored. If it is false, 1 is stored. Okay. So here it is pictorial representation for that. Examine if open, if it is interpreted as false, then 1 is stored, and if it is interpreted as true, 0 is stored in bit number 4. The next instruction is OTE instruction, that is output energize instruction. Okay. So if the output energize OTE instruction is true, then 1 is stored, so number is 0 1. So in one bit number 1 is stored, so you can see in the status table. Then if the OTE instruction is false, then 0 is stored in the status table. You can see the status table of O:013. So why here condition is false? Because you can see in I012 bit number 1 is 1, bit number 4 is 0. So these two are connected in series. So whenever there is series connection, if the both switches, both inputs are having 1 condition, then only the output is equal to 1. But here one input is 0, another is 1, so the output is 0. So OTE condition, OTE instruction is false, so its bit number 1 is storing 1. Then here it is shown pictorially. So here when bit number 1 stores 1, the LED glows. Okay, and it is depending on the input conditions, that is the two switches connected to the input module. Okay, so you can see when the two switches are having condition 0 0, output will be 0. If the two switches are having condition 0 1, output will be 0. If switches are 1 0, output will be 0. And if the input switches are having conditions 1 and 1, then the output will be 1 and LED will glow. Okay, so it resembles to the AND operation. So just see this for the OTE instruction, how it is executed. When it is 1, then the LED will glow. Next, OTE and OTU instructions are given here. OTL and OTU instructions. OTL is output latch, its symbol is shown here. OTL sets the bit to 1 when the rung becomes true and retains its state when the rung loses continuity or a power cycle occurs. Okay. Next is OTU, that is output unlatch, symbol is given here. OTU resets the bit to 0 when the rung becomes true and retains it. Then timer instructions. Next part is timer instructions. So here you can see 4 types of timer instructions: T on, T off, RTO and RES. So T on means on delay timer. It counts time based intervals when the instruction is true. Then T off delay timer, it counts time based intervals when the instruction is false. Next is RTO, retentive timer, counts time based intervals when the instruction is true and retains the accumulated value when instruction goes false or when power cycle occurs. Next is RES, that is reset. It resets a retentive timer's accumulated value to 0. So here the on delay timer sequence is given. Input, that is switch, is connected to the timer. So when the rung condition is false, the timer is also off. So in the time period you will see 0. When rung condition becomes true means what? When the switch is on, input switch is on, the rung condition will become true and on delay timer will increase its value in the accumulator. It will start the timing. Okay. Then on delay time duration, this shows the timing of the timer. Okay. Suppose the timer is having 5 seconds, then this will be on for the 5 seconds. Then timed output bit, so it is false for the duration when the switch is off, when the timer is running, but when the timer is off, it is timed off. Okay, so timed output bit will be true. So preset value will be equal to accumulated value at that time, and it will become true. See, I will repeat again. Timed output bit is false when rung condition is false. Also, when timer is running, that is timer is on, it is also false. But as soon as the timer has reached its value, it has completed its timing, the timed output bit will be 1. It contains time base, then preset value is 15 and accumulated value is 0. Once the on delay timer will run, this accumulated value will start increasing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to like this, and it will reach up to 15, and then the timer will stop like this. The control word for T-on instruction is given like this. So control word is the word in which actually the bits related to the timer element are stored. See, it is the 16 bit word, and it is having 3 words. Okay, word 0, word 1 and word 2. In the word 0, from 0 to 8, it is reserved for the internal use. Then word 0's 13th bit is done bit, DN bit. DN bit will set when the timer completes its operation. Next, 14th bit is TT bit. So TT bit will be set, or TT bit will be 1 when the timer is in the running condition. 15th bit is EN, that is enable bit. So when timer starts, enable bit is set to 1, and when it is over, when it is timed out, done bit, that is DN bit is set to 1 and enable bit is set to 0. Okay, and when timer is running, TT bit is set to 1. Then next is preset value PRE. So we have seen in the instruction there is the preset value PRE. So that is stored in this word 1, and accumulated value is stored in word 2. So here the description is given. Enable, that is EN bit. The enable bit is true, that is 1 whenever the timer instruction is true. When the timer instruction is false, enabled bit is false, that is 0. The next is timer timing, that is TT bit. The timer timing bit is true whenever the accumulated value of the timer is changing, which means the timer is timing or running. When the timer is not timing, the accumulated value is not changing, so the timer timing bit is false. Then done bit, DN bit. The done bit changes state whenever the accumulated value reaches the preset value. Its states depends on the type of timer being used, that is whether it is on timer or off timer. Next, second type of timer is off timer. So here off delay timer sequence is shown. Again it is having one input, that is switch and the timer. See, whenever the rung condition is true, that is when the switch is on, switch condition is 1, then timer period or time period will be 0. When the switch condition, that is input condition, that is run condition, will become false, the timer, that is off delay timer, will start timing. Okay, it is called as off delay timed duration. Now see about the timed output bit. So whenever the run condition is false, okay, time period is also having 0, then timed output bit is also 0. When run condition becomes true, listen carefully, when run condition becomes true, even if time period is 0, the timed output bit will be 1 or true. Next, it continues to be 1 when run condition is false, time period is on, okay, it is 1, timed output bit is 1. So it will be 1 until the off delay timer is running. So when this off delay timer is stopped, then time period will be 0, time period will be false, and timed output bit will also be false, that is 0. So whenever the preset value becomes equal to the accumulated value. So here is how this T off, that is off delay timer instruction, is represented. It is stored in the file T4:0. Its timer base value is 1:0. Preset value is 15 set here, and accumulated value is initially 0. The off delay timer operation will keep the output energized for a time period after the run containing the timer has gone false. Okay, when the run condition is false, off delay timer will start. On the other hand, when the run condition is true, on delay timer starts timing. But in case of off delay timer, when the run condition goes false, it starts timing. So here are the values given in the off delay timer instruction. The first is timer number. This number must come from the timer file. In this example, the number is T40, which represents the timer file 0, and in that file timer is 0. The timer address must be unique for this timer and may not be used for any other timer. Then time base. The time base is expressed in seconds, maybe either 1.0 second or 0.01 second. In this example, it is equal to 1.0 second. Then preset value. So in this example, preset value is 15. Okay, the timer preset value can range from 0 to 32,767. Next is accumulated value. Here the accumulated value is shown as 0. The timer's accumulated value normally is entered as 0, but it is possible to enter the value from 0 to 32,767. The timer value will become 0, okay, when the timing is completed. So here the control word of this timer, T off timer, is shown. So it is similar to that of T on instruction. Word 0, word 1, word 2 it contains, and one word is of 16 bits, so it is represented from 0 to 15. 0 to 8 are reserved for the internal use. Then a 15th bit is enable. Then 14th is TT and 13th bit is DN. The word 1 stores the preset value and word 2 stores the accumulated value. See, enable bit, en bit, it is true, that is, it is having status 1 whenever the timer instruction is true. When the timer instruction is false, the enable bit is also false. Next is timer timing, that is TT bit. The timer timing bit is true whenever the accumulated value of the timer is changing, that is when the timer is timing, that is timer is in running condition. Okay, so whenever the timer is not timing, the accumulated value is not changing and timer timing bit is false. Then done bit or DN bit, it changes states whenever the accumulated value reaches the preset value. Its states depend on the type of timer being used. Third type of timer is RTO, retentive timer. Okay, so see the instruction for RTO, retentive timer on. The file number is T40. Then time base 1:0, that is 1 second. Preset value 15, accumulated value is equal to 0. It is also having EN and DN bits. A retentive timer accumulates time whenever the device receives power and it maintains the current time should power be removed from the device. Once the device accumulates time equal to its preset value, the contacts of the device changes its state. In other words, retentive timer retains or stores the last value even if the power is off, and when the power is on, it starts timing from that value onwards. So see here it is shown, the instruction is shown in the ladder diagram. Okay, timer sequence is given here. Time input, then for the timer enable bit, how the accumulated values changes. So whenever the switch is pressed, then timer will start timing. Okay, so I see at the accumulated value, first it will be 0, then it will become 1 second, 2, 3. Okay, if the switch is off, if at the intermediate time after 3 seconds you put the switch off, then timer will start, but the retentive timer will retain the value 3, and whenever you on the switch, whenever you on the power, it will start from 4, not from 0. See carefully, when the power resumes, it starts from the accumulated value, so that is 3. Until now it has timed up to 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 will be retained, and when the power is on, it starts from 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, like this. But in case of non-retentive timer, that is on delay timer, it will go to 0 again. But in this case, that is RTO, retentive on delay timer, it will start from 4, not 0. Then next is reset instruction. So here the switch is shown, that is its name is given as reset. Then actual reset instruction RES is given at the output side, and T4:2, it has given number as T4:2. So that means in the T4 file it is the second one. So because the retentive timer does not reset to 0 when the timer is de-energized, the reset instruction RES must be used to reset the timer. The RES instruction given the same address T4:2 as the RTO. When reset push button closes, RES resets the accumulated time to 0 and DN bit to 0, turning output off. Okay, so in this way, if you want to reset the RTO timer, that is go to the 0 count, you have to use the reset instruction. Okay, so when you push this reset button, then reset instruction will run and it will reset the timer to 0.